What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope we're all doing really well. Now, we do not have a 4-4-1-1 in front of you. That is not the formation we are using. It is the 4-2-3-1 formation, and it is the wide formation. And what I'm going to do is something that I don't normally do, because I barely have the time for it. But I thought on this occasion I'd make a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to show you, and how can I describe it, as live game. So it's going to be an unedited full gameplay of my game against a very, very good opponent who uses the 4-3-3 attack. He had some very, very nice players as well, which makes it even better. He was really aggressive, high press. Um, yeah, and just an all-round decent opponent. And there was no messing around in this game. There was none of this toxicity or anything like that in this game, which is one of the reasons why I'm showing this particular game. But what I wanted to do was showcase the 4-2-3-1 since the latest patch and how well it works. And it is such a good formation. It is very solid defensively against all of the all the other formations that are out there. It's very good in defending. If you need to defend, it's very good in attacking. If you need to attack, it literally has everything you need to get you going and get you winning and get you higher in the divisions, or those extra wins in FUT Champs, which is one of the reasons why I'm showing the entirety of this particular game, because usually I just show gameplay clips of how I'm playing and the goals we score and how we score the goals, but it kind of defeats the object a little bit because I want you to see how I play. Now, I am an older gamer, so therefore I'm not as good as these younger players and things like that. So I don't have the skills. I can't do the agile dribbling like my son can. I can to an extent if I remember, but it's kind of like putting it all into practice. So in that respect, for me, it's more a case of passing around my opponent, finding the right opportunity, and then hitting my opponent on the break or on the counter attack and getting those goals. Or sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. Now, yeah, with the latest patch, because they've nerfed passing, they've nerfed finesse shooting, they nerfed the Trivela a long time ago. So, shooting wise, it's a little bit. We're relying upon getting closer to goal, or we're relying on that power shot, which only a certain amount of players have that power shot trait, if you like. So, like Rashford, for example. I don't want to keep going down that road of using the power shots all the time. I also like to have the opportunity, and I like to have the versatility, if you like, of the finesse shot outside the box, inside the box. Now, with players like Pedro Neto, specifically did him for the finesse shooting. Now they've nerfed that. Elise has that finesse. Salah has that finesse. Now the reason I've kept Elise in my squad is because he's an amazing card. That Thunderstruck card is one of the best cards I've used so far this FC25, and I've used a lot of players in that position. But he is a mainstay. He, even my icons, he outplays my icons. We did pack 2 new icons during the weekend. We packed the 92 Winter card Sawyer, who you can see there. I also packed the 91 Cafu right back as well, which was really nice. Now, usually, again, for those of you that are new to my channel, I tend to do things a little bit different. So I tend to show you a setup, a bit of gameplay, and then we come back and do the rest at the end along with the code. But this time around, I just wanted to show you the gameplay to begin with, and then obviously towards the end of the video I'll show you how I've got this set up. Now this 4-2-3-1 is set up completely different to how in your mind you would think it would be set up. Now of course we have the bank of 4, so that the left back, centre back and right back. Of course we have the 2 DMs in front of them. That's a given, so you always are defending with 6. The way they're set up, again you'll have to wait for the end of the video unfortunately just to see how I've got that set up. It's the front 4. So it's the LM, RM, Cam and Striker. It's the way I have them set up which makes this formation different, and it kind of confuses a lot of people as well, because when they see this formation, like I paused at the start to change a player out, so when they see me with this formation they're like, oh, yeah, it's not a problem, you're going to go LM, RM inside forwards, Striker advanced or poacher, Cam is the build-up player. I haven't got it set up like that. So that kind of confused my opponents, because where they're looking at the radar and they're looking at where my players are, there's one particular player that's never going to be in the position you think he's going to be in, and that is the key to this formation, and that is what kind of makes this formation for me quite special at this point in time. Now you can do what I'm doing with other formations, of course you can, you're not limited, But for me, the 4-2-3-1 is pretty solid at this point in time. Yeah, we've gone up. We haven't gone up any divisions actually. We're still in Division 1. We've gone unbeaten again. We're unbeaten in about 16 games, 17 games, I think it is. Foot champs, yeah, we went 10, stopped at 10. Yeah, just all round using this formation. I was using this formation prior to the patch. So it was on patch 6.1, I think it was. It was using this on. So I was using it prior to the patch, but then they changed some stuff, so I had to change 2 particular players. I didn't have to change them out. I just wanted to change the way I had them set up, because how I had them set up depended on how they finished the shooting, inside, outside, etc. Left foot, right foot. So that's the only thing I really changed with this formation. I have been toying with this formation for a little while now. Haven't done a video on this one for a long time, purely because in patch 5 it was too defensive. In patch 4 it was okay. Patch 6 and 6.1 it was kind of a little bit passive and a little bit slow. And even when you did have the aggressive depth, it was still a little bit. It wasn't quite right. I did come up against it quite a few times, but for me it still wasn't. It wasn't right. So we had to wait. We had to wait for this new patch to kind of slow things down, change things a little bit, and that's exactly what we did. Now we're coming up to the end of the first half in this gameplay clip, and it was a 50-50 game. You can see that it was, he attacked, I attacked, he attacked, I attacked. You can see there's no messing around in this game mode. There's none of this fancy agility dribbling. There's none of this holding the ball or running it back to goal then running it upfield. It was literally kind of end-to-end football. And although it was end-to-end football, I never felt like, here for example, here's a really good example. Compact 4, 2 in front. Very difficult to break down. Very, very difficult to break down. You can also see that my RM's come back to help with defend. A little bit of trickery there, but we're a 2v1 here. So essentially, he's only got one way to go, and he went the wrong way. And that's kind of what you want when you defend. You want to kind of double up on. Yeah, if he's like, for example, he was using Son. Son is very good in this game, so therefore you need to kind of double up on players like that, and you can with this formation. So you can see we've got 4 players forward. He skips past my left back, but my centre back is running into cover. But then you can also see that my 2 DMs are quite close to my centre backs, so I know that I'm not going to get caught. Provided I don't pull them out of position, I'm pretty solid. I'm pretty solid in defence, and I can relax, and I don't have to worry about what players where. I just literally have to concentrate on not pulling them out of position. So if you have your setup where you hold the X button, I think it is, and that's how you jockey and things like that, it's very difficult, because if you're already pressing it, you're going to be out of position. So yeah, you kind of got to leave your buttons alone in that respect if you have it set up that way. I can't remember if it's legacy or advanced defending. I can't remember which one it is now. But you can see here the auto offside trap is immediately working. 3 players totally offside. That's it. That's how we have it set up. Again, I will show that all at the end of this video on how I have this set up. But you can see from here we're overloading it. We've got the striker. The striker's Delap. We're using Delap. We're using the Celtic guy. I can't pronounce his name. Maido, something like that. 99 pace and Frankowski. Purely because I wanted to try out the 99 pace players and see if they made a difference. They don't really do. We're using the offside trap a lot as well, the manual offside trap. Don't forget the manual offside trap. Now, a lot of people, when they set their squads up to the higher depth, they automatically assume that they don't need to touch the offside trap. I still use it a lot. As you can see there, I still use it a hell of a lot. So, and then Elise is through on goal, and Elise is the one that you need to watch in this game. He is the one I have set up differently to everybody else. And the reason I have him set up differently is because he has the good body type, he has the nice left foot, he has the nice dribbling, he has the nice passing. So he is my go-to player in this squad, and that is why I have it set up that particular way. But again, I'll repeat myself, I'll show you that towards the end of the video on how I have this set up. But again, you can kind of see we've got Delap running forward. He's going to get caught, although he's not on pace, but we get a penalty from that, which is amazing. So yeah, Sawyer there. What a card, 1.5 million I think I priced that, crazy. So yeah, 2-0 up, we're comfortable. There hasn't been a time in this game where we haven't felt comfortable, and that's the most important thing. Especially if you're playing FUT Champs, and you're playing FUT Champs, you just need the 2 wins now, but you've got 1 win and 1 game left, and you're thinking, you're panicking, your anxiety is through the roof. You think, what can I do here? I need to either somebody to throw me a win, or I need to change something. This formation will help you because you can relax, you can slow it down, no matter how aggressive they are. I mean, this 4-3-3 attack that he was using, you can see how quickly he was getting forward. He was getting forward so quick. He did me there with a little bit of skill with Son. We've got Ferdinand on the cover, but unfortunately he lunges in. We give away a penalty. If we hadn't given away this penalty, I don't think we would have conceded. I don't think there's been a time when my goalkeeper had to make a save. I could be wrong, I need to go back through the footage, but I don't think my keeper made a save. If he did, he made probably 1 or 2 saves. Apart from that, we felt extremely comfortable. That's where they've messed around with the passing. So that L1 triangle there should have been over the top of the left back. But for some reason I didn't power it up enough because they've changed that. So that is one of the reasons why I think we have to kind of go back to the drawing board and have a look at our formations, our players, what we do and don't have in our clubs. And this is why I think usually I reset to a 4-4-2, but this occasion, because like I said, because I was working on the 4-2-3-1 for quite a while, I just decided to go with it, use it, and it's not let me down. And it was a very, very, very popular formation back in the day. See there, that Elise's finesse. Before the patch, that would have been on target, and now they've changed it. You can see here when we use the offside trap as well. So usually when we think there's a quick counter attack, or if we think somebody's running beyond our defence that we can't quite see because it's off screen, and that's when we use the offside trap. But it's there, so use it. And then, yeah, we're 70 plus minute now, and we're still quite comfortable. We're spraying the ball around, we're holding on to the ball, we're passing it, we're moving, we're getting 1-2s going. You can see we're not in any trouble. We're not in any trouble. If anything, he's the one struggling a little bit. He's the one trying to break us down, and we're not allowing it. And there's your banker 6 again. But yeah, once you start to read it, you can pick the ball off and pick it up quite neatly and quite nicely off of the opponent. Players are running off the ball as well, which is what you want. So there's not much more I can say about how good this formation is. Everybody knows how it works. One thing I will say before we get into the instructions, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. That would be amazing. I do get a lot of views from people that are not subscribed to the channel. For those of you that like these custom tactics, these formation videos, and it helps you out, just hitting that like button or hitting subscribe would be absolutely amazing. Really bypass that, because it lets me know that it's filtering through and you guys are enjoying the content as well as I'm enjoying making it. And I like finding formations that actually kind of mess up the better players, if that makes sense, because some people get so cocky. And I like to just bring them down a little bit and say, you know, all right, we don't have the players like you do, but we have a formation and we have a system that can actually compete with you. And that is what you want, and that is what you can ask for. And we are coming up to Team of the Year again as well. So yeah, for those extra rewards, those better packs, these formations are going to help us out massively. Again, a finesse there should have been a goal, but they changed it, and it isn't a goal, and it is what it is. So we're coming to the end of the video now, and I've done enough talking. So let's jump into how I've got this set up and pay very close attention. So let me show you how I have this particular squad set up. Now, as I was saying during that video, we have some new players. We have Cafu, a very decent right back. We have Sawyer as well at cam, very decent. We are evoing Fraser at the minute. We've just started Fraser, sorry, it's not Fraser, who will get to an 8. We've chose him because he has the 4-star weak foot. And he's 5'4", so he has kind of a nice body type. He's very low gravity. He's explosive. He's going to be super, super quick. And yeah, that 4-star weak foot is what sold the silver version of him for me. So we're doing him at the minute. As I was saying, I swapped him out for Maida, however you pronounce his name. I'll just quickly show you the squad that we've going at the minute. You know, we've done Ugarte, we've got Hernandez now. I think we had him before as well. We've got John Stones. We're using Delap as our striker. Elise, I love that Elise card. Honestly, that card is just an amazingly crazy good card. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting about that type of thing. I'm going to jump straight into it. So there's your code if you want a code and you want to skip everything I'm going to say. But I recommend you stay because it is very well worth listening to what I have to say at this point in time. So it's a 4-2-3-1 wide. We have it on short passing, so basically possession. We have it on aggression, which is 91, and that gives you your offside trap, auto offside trap, and stuff like that. Now in game, it looks like a 4-4-1-1. However, it's not. It's 4-2-3-1. You can see that for yourself. So player roles are quite interesting. So we have the left back and right back on both on full back and defend. We don't want them moving. We do not want them to move from that position. We don't need them to move from that position purely because we have the LM&R in. Now the two DMs. So they're both holding, of course. We have John Stones, who's more of the defensive side of things. We have him set to defend. Just kind of makes sense because he is a defender. Kobbie Mainoo, we have on holding, but we have on ball winning. So he's your more aggressive. He will steam into tackles. And the reason I use that particular player is because his agility is good, his speed's good, strength's good. Everything about that card is good for that particular. You can use a Tonali in there, for example, or somebody that has a bit of pace and a bit of agility to him. Now we're using Sawyer as our cam. Balance, don't need that to do anything else. She'll automatically make those runs. Now this is where it gets interesting. So your LM winger attack kind of makes sense. Stays out wide, gives you your width support. My RM inside forward and balance. Now just quickly, and obviously the striker advanced and attack. Now the reason we do this is because if we look at it with the ball, we can kind of see that you got Mainoo sitting a little bit deeper. You got John Stones in front of him, and then just in front of John Stones we have Sawyer. So she's going to help out massively if we lose the ball. But Elise, although it shows you on this screen, he sits there. You will, if you go back and watch the gameplay, you will see that as soon as we have the ball, he's starting to run towards the striker. He's starting to support the striker and Sawyer. So he's immediately running from the right flank to the left to support Delap. Fraser, he just stays out wide. He just does his thing out wide. So if we ever do get caught on a counter attack, which is very rare because of the way you have this set up, as soon as you win the ball back, you have that speedy winger that's your out ball, which you would have seen. So he's your out ball all the time. You don't even have to look for him on the radar. Just ping it across and he's there. And then as soon as he has the ball, you will get Delap, Sawyer and Elise running into the centre. It does leave a little bit of space on the right side. So there's a little bit of a gap on the right side. But you can exploit that if you send somebody like Cafu on a run. So that is the beauty of this. It's so versatile, it's ridiculous, and it is such a good formation. You can see that gameplay. It was a great formation. So I'm going to leave you with the code. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this particular video more than my other ones, let me know because I can make them again. I can show you full gameplay. Or if you just prefer the highlights of a game, that's fine. Let me know in the comments. But I need to know in the comments how you prefer it because it will determine on how I move forward in showing you guys videos and things like that. So yeah, let me know. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't already. I know I've said it 100 times, but I'll keep repeating myself. And anyway, take care. Look after yourselves.